Hello, I'm KallaTheYapper, and I'm back with another video. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about the that oh my god. Basically, I'm going to be talking about how Genshin Impact does have good storytelling, and I'm going to use Skirk's story quest as a prime example of Genshin having good storytelling. I'm going to ask two questions, and then I answer those two questions. Then I talk about some additional points that I thought were interesting to talk about, and then finally, we're going to do any criticisms that people gave of her story quest, and then the actual final part of the video would be my conclusions. So now that you know how the video is going to go, let's get right into it. Starting with the first question: what does Skirk's story quest accomplish? Well, Skirk's story quest accomplishes a lot of things. For example, it fleshes out her character, gives characterization to Sertology, aka one of the five sinners. It opens the door that there is life in the universe outside of Tevat's borders and that is not friendly, aka expanding upon the world building. It also tells us that not everyone who descends into Tevat is a descender, aka like the Traveler. It also builds the relationship between the Traveler and Skirk, seeing as they both are from different worlds that have been destroyed. How was Skirk's story presented to us? Skirk's story was presented to us in a multitude of ways, from dialogue between Skirk and the Traveler, internal monologues, illustrations showing us Skirk's life before she came to Tevat and her relationship between herself and her master, along with the ideology that he passes on to her, the changes in locations from Tevat to the Abyss, and other interesting things as well that helped present her story to us, which were all very interesting. Now, on to the additional points that I have. Now, let's keep it going. Here are some additional points I have relating to Skirk's story quest. Skirk's story quest gives visuals to show us her backstory instead of it being told to us by Skirk or Paimon. Character growth that extends beyond her story quest via Skirk opening up her heart just a little bit. We're given an in-depth understanding of why Skirk seeks to become stronger and what her personal dream is. That being to create a world that wouldn't experience a tragedy similar to what her world faced, and that power wouldn't be the law of the land, but instead kindness would be law. Also, she needs to become stronger due to her master making a promise to her that he'll come back and destroy anything that she has formed a bond with, which is why she distanced herself away from the world of Tevat and, more importantly, away from Child, aka Tartaglia, because she know her master don't play around. He's not a liar either, so she know he's telling the truth when he made his promise. Let's continue. Skirk has 3 outfits, and the outfit she wears is an abyss absorbing dress that allows her to have access to abyssal power whenever she needs it, which was a pretty cool detail to know, because I like the fact that she has 3 outfits instead of 2. Because I ain't gonna lie, I loved her original outfit that she showed off back in Fontaine, when we first meet her or first see her for the first time. Now, let's continue. Skirk informs the Traveler that abyssal power isn't as evil nor dangerous as he believes it to be. This may lead to the Traveler wielding abyssal power in the future, even though they express their skepticism of it. But it may be pretty cool in the future. Who knows? I can't wait for it. Now, we're going to move on to any criticisms and complaints, and I say that with air quotes, relating to Skirk's story quest. Now, let's touch on the criticisms of Skirk's story quest. The first one, I'm going to go ahead and get out of the way right now, is people being upset or using this as a valid complaint / criticism of the devs being lazy because they used these ghostly NPCs to depict Skirk as a child, along with her family, her people, the invaders that came and destroyed her people and her home, and finally, Sertology, her master. Complaining about this is by far the most weakest thing ever, because then they'll ask this dumb question of, oh, well, can you tell me the reason why they decided to use these ghostly figures? And the answer to that question is basically My bad. The answer to that question is just blatantly this. It's just because they wanted to use that. It's as simple as that. There's no deeper meaning to that. They just wanted to use it. And let's say they replaced it with NPC models where you get to see their facial expressions. What changes so drastically that changes how her story was presented to us? I'll tell you. The answer is nothing. Nothing major changes to what we were presented about her story. Nothing changes about her people were killed off, or rather, the word, genocided. It doesn't change how she came across her master, Sertology. It doesn't change how she was like excited as a child to become an adventurer, to explore beyond her world into the vast universe and all this stuff. It doesn't change any of this. But somehow this is a valid complaint when it's really not. I understand like not liking Genshin storytelling or sometimes how they do storytelling, but complaining about this is by far the most nonsensical thing you could complain about. Now, onto the next criticism I've seen people give, which was the training segment of her story quest. I'm gonna be honest, the training segment of her story quest, it wasn't some useless thing. It touched on two things. One, the traveler clearly has not truly harnessed and mastered this elemental power he has, nor his swordsmanship. Swordsmanship. My bad, I can't pronounce that damn word properly. Because we touch on it, and the traveler is like, you know what, you're right. I have this elemental power, but I haven't really harnessed and refined my abilities. Right? Which is valid. Shoot, you can even use that as the reason for why it is that the traveler, got scrubbed by Arlecchino. But also, we already know he was going to get scrubbed by her. She's legitly number 4 of the Harbingers. He wasn't winning that fight no matter what. Let's be honest. He going to have to amp his power levels up some more if you want to run the ones with her. Another important thing that the training segment did was, of course, wear the traveler out so that they'll be tired, and then once they're tired, they can then sleep for long periods of time, so that Skirk could use that moment of them sleeping to enter into the traveler's mind to try to find that location where his what was it, a part of his soul got stolen by this entity that they're tracking down, which it eventually works. So essentially, the training segment serves two purposes, aka killing two birds with one stone. I don't know how people didn't peep that or understand what was going on in that moment, because like it was so easy to get the moment it started. Like, come on now. What other criticisms was there? No, there was no other criticisms, which is one of the reasons why you don't see a lot of people making videos talking about Skirk Story Quest in such a negative light, because they know that it is a good example of good storytelling. Now, let's head to the conclusions of the video. For the conclusion of my video, it's simple as this. Genshin can show us a good story and tell it to us in a really good way, which is why Skirk Story Quest is so good. I don't know what else I can add to that other than I hope we get more of these, because Inefa is coming next in version 5.8, and also version 5.8 story is looking to be very interesting. I can't wait for it. My bad, apologies for that. Also, I want to talk about the videos I'm going to post after this one. Granted, they're not going to happen immediately, but these are other videos I'm going to make. One video is going to be about gacha tribalism and the bullshit it has devolved into when it comes down to even engaging in topics of, or not just topics, engaging in the conversation between like Wuwa versus Genshin. Because I've been seeing a lot of disingenuous framing of Genshin just to say Wuwa better, despite the fact how good Wuwa is already. And it's just like, why do we need to get to this point? This is a disingenuous argument you're making. But nonetheless, I'm going to save that for another video. And another video I'm going to do is Wuwa versus Genshin in terms of comparing the MCs, because I saw a lot of disingenuous framing about Genshin's MC as well. Oh, excuse me, my bad. That's why I made a community post about it. Go check it out if you want. Leave a comment under there. And I'm hoping to make a Gooner video. My bad, apologies for that. Afterwards as well, because I should be getting to it. So yeah, like and subscribe. Tell me how you felt about the video in the comment section. Join the Discord if you want. I also stream here on YouTube, so check it out. Hit that notification bell on, and I'll see you next time. Peace.